Hello, hello, hello. My, what is happening? Okay, sorry. My podcast was not turning off. Oh, we have technical difficulties. That's all right. We'll get those fixed in 1 second. How is everyone doing today? Let me. I'm getting better at streaming and worse at streaming. You know. Okay, so this is the wheel of cartoons. If you know any cartoons, you don't see them on the wheel, or, let me know. I'll check and see if they're on the wheel. I do I draw the cartoons from memory. I have no visual imagination. That's the spiel. I'm opening up Photoshop, which I, for the first time, forgot. It's usually open, to be fair. Got my cherry seltzer. All right. So I do a 17-inch wide, 11-inch tall piece of virtual paper. That's how big the file is at extra resolution, 600 dots per inch, which is much higher than you need for like printing or anything like that. Well, not much higher. You need 300 for printing. I do 600 in case I want to print it twice as big. That's what I'm getting set up right now. And I can show you that. Let me turn on Photoshop, properties. That must be it. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so let me hide duck. Here we go. So you can see here's the Photoshop window. If I make it bigger here, does it get bigger there? Yeah, there it is. And yeah, so that's 600, 11 by 17, 600 DPI. And let's get DuckDuckGo back up. Okay, so we're going to spin the wheel and we're going to see which cartoon I should do. Uh, yeah, I always get nervous about this, especially the first drawing. I should have drawn something before I started. But if anyone has any requests, I'll do a request drawing. But if not, let's get it on. All right, here goes. I hate spinning. All right. Round and round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. Oh, okay, Muppet Baby Gonzo. So I did a Muppet Baby a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of days ago, rather, and I totally forgot that they would be wearing clothes, which like seems silly. So I'm going to do a quick sketch first. I think that's the best way for me. As somebody who can't imagine things, like if I want to see how something looks, I can't just think of it in my head. I have to put it on paper. So I do a lot of putting things on paper just to see, that I end up not doing because I'm just trying to see if they work. So we'll do this like diaper area. So we did a diaper on Kermit. I know like it didn't work for Kermit. So I'm drawing Gonzo, Muppet Baby Gonzo. Wait, that's not Gonzo. Muppet Baby Gonzo. So when I was in grade school, my brother was called Kermit, my older brother. Everyone called him Kermit. And so then, as like a consequence of that, everyone called me Gonzo. So that's fine. I liked it. So I don't remember if Gonzo wears, I'm drawing Gonzo from the Muppet Babies from memory. So one thing I do remember is his like schnoz, right? This is the sketch layer. We will do like a cleaner inking layer after. So I do remember his schnoz, and I feel like the Muppet Babies had big cartoon, like cartoon eyes. And I bet you he had a big mouth, like a wrap around the head mouth like some cartoons have. Yeah, that feels right. We'll do like big cheeks. Now he must have had ears, right? I sort of remember him having some sort of crazy hair. Let me move Gonzo down and move the Muppet thing away. Um, nope. just undo that real quick. There we go. We'll grab Gonzo. We're just going to move him just down a little bit and away from the words. Okay. So I do remember him having like, because they called him a chicken. They used to ask what he was in the Muppet show, and they used to be like, "Oh, you're a chicken." He definitely was not a chicken. I don't know why they. So okay, we're gonna have to find some sort of clothes for Gonzo. I have no idea what his clothes are gonna be. Let's just do a t-shirt. I think a striped, like what do weirdos wear in cartoons? They wear striped shirts. Like Pugsley, I think either, especially if they're young. If they're old, they might wear like big black robes or like big indistinct clothes. Like, but weirdos in children weirdos, 300 freaking for cells. I don't know what that means. But children weirdos wear striped shirts. So we're going to give him a striped shirt. We're going to turn him here so I can get that striped shirt in pretty easily. Give him like a scoop collar, and then we'll just kind of throw some stripes in here. We'll do bigger stripes because it's a cartoon. And so one of my goals in doing this, because I have to like imagine them because I don't have a visual imagination or memory rather, I uh, I basically have to create them not from scratch exactly because I do have an idea of what they are, but I have to create them myself, right? Like I can't rely on remembering what they look like. And so one of the things that I've been trying to do is to get myself to do less detail because I always end up over detailing it. It's just something that I want to do. Like I always want to make things really detailed. It's like part of my default style. So I gave him like a mohawk. I don't know if that's true. I gave him like little tiny, just regular hands. I remember he's fuzzy. He is going to be wearing a diaper. Um, I moved his leg up a little bit. It was a little far back. Okay, I think we should do some ink. We're going to make this guy a little bit quiet. It's not moving. Okay, we're going to make this guy a little bit quiet. We're going to grab a new pen and we're going to start inking him. Man, I did not bring a water today, so I might have to leave and go get a water in a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember what Gonzo wears either, but I'm going the guessing route and I'm guessing, oh, you know what I've been doing is making this brush that I'm drawing with right now bigger in order to, there we go, in order to sort of force myself to do less detail. Yeah, here goes, here goes. So, yeah. Yeah, so I remember like Pugsley wears a striped shirt. There's someone else that I was thinking of before that I'm like drawing a blank on now. Maybe it's Gonzo, but I feel like in fiction, weird kids wear striped shirts. And I don't know if that's like, was striped shirts weird before? Like in the 90s or whenever the 80s, whenever this show came out? Like I heard a stereotype that like really creepy guys wear like certain colored lenses in their glasses. And I had never heard this. I heard this from somebody who worked at Starbucks. And I was like really confused. But I think it might be true. Like, but I don't know. You guys decide your own. You think he has feet? You think he wears shoes or has feet? That's a question. I think I'm going to draw. Hmm. I'm going to draw feet. Yeah, I don't know if Gonzo has shoes or feet. I think now I'm thinking shoes now that I've drawn those. Let's do shoes. Let's switch it. We'll give him just like plain, whoa, plain brown shoes. We'll color them brown after. Yeah, there we go. We'll make them like kind of dress shoes actually. So, yeah, so Gonzo, like I remember watching Muppet Babies when I was very young and thinking they did Gonzo dirty in a lot of episodes, and I'd be interested to go back and watch some of those and see what I think now, and if like they really did do Gonzo dirty and like Kid Me was based, or if I was just like I was identifying as the weirdo and I was like, hey, oh, I gave him pants by accident coming out of the bottom of his diaper. That's so silly. Well, he's wearing shoes. So maybe he has socks. Okay, we'll get, well, let's just do it now. There we go. It's so funny. I hold my breath when I do this sometimes, and I don't know why. It's silly. Oh, what's today? Friday? Okay, okay. Happy Friday, everyone. All right. We're gonna do the hands. I'm just gonna do like mitten hands. There's no reason to do really detailed hands for, whoops, I should have kept that. For this cartoon drawing. I don't, no one needs that. We'll have him doing a thumbs up here or something, it looks like. Just holding his hand tight. One thing I realized that I don't always remember to do, but I think is important, is like the hand where the thumb comes away goes out. On the other side, if your arm is straight, mine wasn't, but if your arm is straight, the other side is pretty much straight up and down until the pinky. And I always draw the hand, if you look up on the drawing, I always draw the hand, um, if this is the arm and this is the thumb. I used to always draw the hand like this, pinky, thumb, hand, fingers, and like that doesn't look terrible, but something is off, right? And I would know something was off and I would try to fix it and I'd spend a lot of time. And then I realized like it's mostly the thumb comes out and then the thumb comes off. The pinky is basically straight up and down, and then you have the other fingers, whatever. And then you have the palm, and like this seems much more like a hand. Well, I think I drew this one better, but this seems much more like a hand than the other one. There's so many rules for drawing hands, and I still mostly draw bad hands. All right, let me erase that. Get back to drawing Gonzo, the Muppet Baby, from my terrible memory. Like I have a terrible memory, so I'm not sure, but this feels good. I think this might be Gonzo. Gonzo's voice was really good. I was just like, whoever did his voice did a good job. I'm giving him like a weird chin. I feel like that's normal. I don't want to give him dog ears, but I gave him like half dog ears. I think Rolf's ears. Like I remember Rolf's ears being really floppy because he's something I used to try to draw as a kid. I have all these memories of trying to draw cartoon characters as a kid that I did not remember until I started doing this series. Like I would have told you I never tried to draw cartoon characters as a kid. But I have a distinct memory of drawing Rolf in a notebook and trying to get him right and like really practicing his ears. Okay, this is my Gonzo. I'm going to give him a little color and then we're going to compare him to the original. Let's see. I don't know if this is a good blue. I don't think it's terrible. Oh yeah, I don't, we can, whatever bucket this. Hmm? Oh, now it is. Oh my gosh, I totally missed some of his arms somehow. Dumb luck. I mean, bad luck. Dumb human. I got distracted drawing hands is what happened. I remember now. Because I think this one's bad. All right. Turn that off, turn that on. You know what else I didn't do? Well, we'll fix that in a second. Get his legs, get his arms. Okay, and now I'm going to stripe his shirt, which I totally also forgot to do, in ink. Oh, hi, Elstefan. You know, we can actually stripe his shirt in color. I was thinking his shirt would be like a light yellow, like almost like a white, but yellow and black. Actually, that's just Bumblebee. Let's do really light blue and black. Yeah. Yeah, it's Gonzo from Muppet Babies. So not the regular Gonzo you might know and love. So in order to do this striped, I'm going to do one color on its own layer and then the other color underneath it, and then that should make it, well, we'll see. Yeah, and then that should hide it. And then because it's covering up some of the um, outline, instead of trying to be precious and make sure I get that outline perfect, I am going to just create a duplicate outline and lay it on top of everything. So I'm going to do that right now, and you'll see my outline just shows up on top of everything, and that's perfect. And now I can do a dark gray as a black. I'll do dark gray as a black, and I can just do that right underneath. And then there we go. And we can make this brush bigger, I don't know. There we are. And that's much easier. Instead of trying to be, like I said, instead of trying to be precious, just to do the job as little as work as possible. As little as, it's not even work. It can be really fiddly to try to be precise, and that can be some of the most frustrating stuff in my experience. And so I like to try to make it so you don't have to be as precise as possible. Um, okay, let's get back to drawing Gonzo. I'm going to undo his eyes. We can get rid of this sketch again. So he looks wrong. I think his nose is a different color, so I'm going to do that now. I just realized. And I think he's a different color, so first, before we do the socks and shoes, first I'm going to change his color. I do this a lot with skin tone. I just really struggle to imagine something this full on the page, like fur tone. Yeah, sorry, not skin color. Obviously he's blue, but I think he's blue purple, like in here. I think he's here. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do his nose a lighter color. Like, I don't know, like pretty light right in here. Whoa, whoa, hey. Right here. Okay. I don't, that doesn't look right, but it doesn't look as wrong as it did before. I'm going to do the mouth while we're here at the nose. That'll be the same layer. That's fine. And now we're going to do the shoes, which we're just going to do brown. And then we're going to see how well I got Los Gonzo. These shoes are wrong. I don't, like, it's so funny what I decide I don't like and I think is wrong when I see them. Because, like, why do I think that? I don't know. Let's make them sort of redder. There we go. That's fine. That's good. All right. What a weird kid this Gonzo turned out to be. Let's see. I'm going to change the skin color, the fur tone again. Okay, I'm going to do right there. I'm about to look them up. So you'll be right there. Gonzo, my hand. Gonzo from the Muppet Babies. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and a friggin' overalls, man. Which I draw on so many characters when I don't know what they look like. All right. This is the real Gonzo. So he did have something on top of his head. His eyes, he's like, his eyes are just, I did big cartoon eyes, but I didn't do big cartoon eyes, which I could have done. I mean, not the best, but like not absolutely terrible. Put some feathers on. Man, so different. Yeah, I was. I knew he had dress shoes, so I got how where he was covered pretty good, except he would have no sleeves on his arm. And he does. He has a chicken on his overalls. Like I said, he's a chicken, and then we got one right here. Does he have a friend, a chicken friend, in the actual show? A stuffy. All right, let's spin the wheel and see what comes up next. Yeah, I always thought it was his wife or something. Like, not real wife, but like, sometimes people get relationships like Ursat wife, like her spouse. I thought it was that. All right. I always get so nervous about spinning the wheel. Let's see. What cartoon are we going to draw now? Oh no. Okay, so someone suggested Phineas and Ferb. The only interaction I have had with Phineas and Ferb is twofold. Is one, if I only had a nickel, I said only, but yeah, I didn't mean one. If I only had a nickel, if I had a nickel for every time that happened, I would have two nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's kind of weird that it happened twice. And then the other is I follow Dan Pavenmeyer, the creator of Minions, on YouTube. And so I see him talk about it. So I don't know which one is Phineas and which one is Ferb. Oh man, I am going to guess that, okay, I'm going to do a sketch and you guys will see who I'm thinking. Um, I think this one is Phineas, right? I was gonna look it up, but I didn't. I don't know what his face looks like. That's wrong, but that's what I have. Oh gosh. I had more ideas, but I've lost them. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I know they're like one time he was mistaken for a blender. Oh, a mnemonic for the face and nose shape. Yeah, sometimes you have that, like Homer Simpson on the side of his head, there's a mnemonic to remember what his ear and hair looks like. His ear is an M, his hair is an M, and his ear, oh, you're supposed to do it the other way. His is an M and his ear is a G. Um, and that's for graining. Um, I just messed it up. I like knew the mnemonic and then I messed it up. Anyway, with Bart, there's one where they talk about how Bart is like a tuna can, and then like that's his, and then his nose is here. Yeah, well, I just like drew the eye in the wrong spot. He has nine, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I was studying like the references that they used for the animators to show them how to draw them, and they were like they had all these notes and like they'd be like this is a for example in this one you'd be like this is like a pizza peel or whatever, and then you'd remember how to draw this character. Okay, so I think we'll do shorts. And again, I'm trying to be really basic because I always over detail, although on the Muppet Babies it would have been good. Maybe I over detail because I'm from I watch a lot of 80s cartoons and they had a lot of detail like Transformers and all those. Okay, I want his mouth to be happier. He just built a crazy thing and his sister's gonna get in trouble for it or something. I don't really know. I've seen the style and stuff talked about it. I really should watch the show. It seems like from what I've read about it and what I've learned about it, it's very good. Um, I really admire Pavenmeyer. I mean, if you create something like the Minions, that's really crazy. It's a it's a joke. He didn't create the Minions, but people say he did. I don't, do they have eyebrows? It feels like they have eyebrows for some reason. I don't usually think, oh wait, yeah, what if it's like, hmm, why is my eraser so beat up? Usually I can erase this stuff pretty easily. Like, okay, whatever, I fixed it. Yeah, I'm gonna give him square eyebrows, like that. And then I don't know what to do with the nose. I'm gonna do, like a lot of long-faced characters have this like beaky nose. So I'm gonna do the beaky nose. And then I think this is it. I'm gonna probably redo the hair like when I actually um, ink it. All right, this is my best guess for Ferb. Let's do a, wait, this is Phineas. This is my best guess for Phineas. Whew. Let's do, let's do it to it. Let's do some inking. I'm gonna raise the size of my brush. And to make it bigger than this, line so I cannot accidentally start putting in too much detail, which is my go-to move. And I'm not trying to be like exactly perfect. Uh, this is fun. I could get really particular and think about doing the inking in like different line weights and stuff, which is actually nice. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be already doing it in different line weights, but the setting was turned off. But I meant like, so there's certain things in inking where you're trying to get like really, if you have different line weights, it can make the viewer see different things. And so it can be really important to control your line weight. It's I've seen all sorts of different rules. They're often conflicting. Um, so it's really hard for me to say. And like mostly my style of line weight control has been, I'm gonna make his shirt fit his neck tightly instead of having it be sort of out like this. I don't know, it didn't feel right. So one rule that I follow with line weight that I think makes a big difference, and I would tell somebody, is I have to figure out how his shirt comes off of this. Okay. If something is in front of something else, it should have a thicker line. And that's what I've been doing, and I think that really works. Um, People do all sorts of different things. You can see it a lot in comic book illustration. The inking in that can be very, I'll just read you that line, can be very varied. And that's before you get into like fill, right? Which is like where you fill an entire area black or shade something with the ink lines. And I've not been very good at that yet, although I'm not like bad at it either. But I just think that also takes a lot of practice and a lot of like careful, gosh, come on, Phineas's arm. There we go. And a lot of like careful choosing and thinking about the subject and stuff like that. I don't know. There's like something, there might be something weird with my tablet, but it feels like it's like going off in a different direction. Eh, it might be me. I'm wearing a weird glove today because my other glove's in the shop. All right. I wonder if he doesn't have pretty normal hands because they're like engineers or something. That's terrible. Okay. We'll just do makeshift hand. Oh, see, I did it again where the pinky side was coming out and it should have been going straight. I was saying this before that I'm bad at, I always want to like naturally make the pinky side of the hand come out and it just doesn't. It basically stays even with the rest of the arm. But for some reason, like my brain doesn't like that. All right, we'll do the shorts. Yeah, so I like the very detailed guesses that I've done in the past, and I really like some of those drawings. I think came out really good, but I'm enjoying trying to keep it very simple as a general rule because that is something I could use a lot of practice at anyway. So it's really nice to get that practice here. Whoa, this guy's like pigeon-toed. All right, let's do the hair. pretty excited about that. Let's go the other way. I'm gonna flip this over. Does he have like a little thing here? Well, this last one I'm gonna actually try to bring back. Yeah. All right, let's turn the sketch off and see what we got. Okay. I don't know why I lost his eye. And his mouth. And it froze. All right. Oh, here, it's back, it's back. It's not. It's back. It's not. Okay. There we go. Now it's back. His hair just doesn't, it looked good scribbly. All right, I'm going to leave it. It's fine. And a chin. Do kids have chins? We'll do that. Let's round this off. Nope, let's make it square again. Okay, I think it's time for color. I think we'll just do like, I don't know, red shorts, blue shirt. Let's try like very, I don't know, that seems fine. Yellow? No. Yellow shorts? Sure. And now we'll do skin tone. I should like get a couple of skin tones and leave them somewhere instead of having to like adjust from, oh crud. Well, I accidentally put it on this layer. I should put it on its own layer. Okay. All right. Now we'll adjust it. That looks fine. Then we'll do the eyebrows and the hair. Let's make this like orange, I think. Like orange brown, like this color. Yep. Come on. Sometimes I think I start zooming in before I've held the button to start zooming in. And instead of zooming in, I just draw a line across the drawing. And like, if there was an equivalent mistake in physical drawing, that would feel so bad. Because instead of like, um, I don't know, like moving your head closer to the page, you would just like draw a line across the whole thing. That would be terrible. Why would you do that? But luckily you can just undo, so no problems. All right, this is my best guess. Oh man, I missed his legs. Totally spaced on a lower half. Sure. What color is his shirt? Let's do red shoes. Okay. Let's see. This was Phineas, right? So I actually went to school with a guy named Phineas. Okay. I think I drew Ferb, and I did a mix. So let me get this guy. This was my shot. This is my guess, and this is the actual character. Hmm. Yeah, not terrible. I think I kept it simple. I got like the kind of arms okay, and like the hands, the legs are more or less right. The way the neck and the t-shirt work are okay. I got the hair color. I did get the eyebrows, giant eyes, wide open mouth. I didn't do an ear. We'll just throw one of those in here. No one has to know. What the heck? There we go. Now he has an ear. Lucky dog. What the heck? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Not bad. Not great. Right color hair, like I said. Let's look at fur, because I think what I did was do some sort of combination. Oh yeah. I'm just gonna try. I was trying to get, I got it. We'll just go like this. Oh my God. I feel like sometimes computers are like, hey, we really want to help you do this thing. And you're like, I'm in the middle of trying to do it already. What, what do you mean what do you mean you're trying to help me? And they're like, this thing you're trying to do. I was like, you've stopped me from doing the thing. This is not helpful. Old man yells at cloud services. Yeah, like he doesn't look that out of place. Um, oh my gosh, thank you. It's so dumb. Like he doesn't look that out of place. Much more stylized. I need to get more stylized if I want to do cartoons and these types of guys. I mean, listen, you start off with something like this and then you refine it. You get closer and closer. All right. It seems like everyone's out partying tonight. I did mine a little early, but I had to. We have a craft fair tomorrow, so tons of work. Getting up really early, so I have to get off. But thanks for being here if you're here. Thanks for being here if you're in the future. And we'll see you tomorrow. Well, we'll see you tomorrow at the craft fair. Bye.